Good poetic evening from Kolkata. Good morning to our poet colleagues from America, Canada, Latin America. Wonderful good afternoon to our friends from Africa and UK. And good evening to all our Indian poets and soul makers. The digital age is booming. That means attentions are shrinking and focus is alerting. Learning rules for writing and then breaking them with the poetry can give writing an alternative kind of beauty. Speaking poetry aloud with its beat, rhythm, and rhyme can loosen the tongue and craft a firm foundation for verbal communication. It's a wonderful opportunity that poetry is the aroma of the soul that connects beautiful minds from different countries and continents. It leads us to a borderless map. All our poets are soul makers, globe builders. We flow like one river through many hearts. Brasilia to London, Havana to Mumbai, Alberta to Siliguri, Trichy to Alwar, Puri to Jamshedpur, and Cape Town to Kolkata, and many more. We have one color, H-E-A-R-T, heart. Our heart collages showcase poetry from different backgrounds. Basundhara and Socket take care of minute things, those matter for poetry. It's a free space for breathing, a living, a window. We welcome the poets for this evening. Our hearts are raised in love and warmth and gratitude. With gratitude, I welcome Ario from Latin America, Chittaranjan Mishra from one of the important places of India, Puri. Then from southern part of India, represented by Jayanthi Manoj from Trichy. Kavita Ezekiel needs no introduction, the daughter of the fountainhead of Indian English poetry, great Nissim Ezekiel's daughter, Kavita Ezekiel from Alberta. Malati Mathur Madam from New Delhi, originally of course she was in Alwar. Mona Das from Odisha born, UK settled, diasporic, one of the important voices. No word is sufficient for Richard Grove, Thai, who runs a brilliant, I'll say publishing house and a brilliant poet soul. Thank you for your gracious presence. Sunil Sharma needs no introduction. Writer of flash fiction, novel, and a prolific writer, poet of his own standing. Shrutapa Chaudhary, a noted poet, academician from the city of Joy, Kolkata. Jaina John, the author, writer, and the journal, editor of the journal, and a voice of Africa. And we are very proud to have collaborated with her for several platforms. Jinia Mitra from the foothills of the Himalaya, northern part of Bengal. She is the voice of North Bengal, a poet, professor of English. We welcome you all with our heart red with poetry. Let poesy meet each other. So borders are breaking, and we have two coordinators, outstanding coordinators, poet and very interesting poet, and of course with different anthologies and different collections, very active man, Gopal Lahiri, now based in Kolkata. Professor Oditi Rudro, engaged professor of English, and also who sang a song of Kavi Guru Rabindranath Tagore for the inauguration. I welcome the coordinators. I also welcome the coordinator and my co-project partner, Basundhara Roy, for taking care of Heart World Collages for Poetry. I know Poetry of the World is the connective platform for all of us. things are changing fast, but with poetry, we survive. That's why Aryo had to get up very early in the morning, 5 o'clock, 5:30 there. And of course, and Mona had to finish her lunch in the afternoon. And we have our evening supper. Possibly we have to cook or to prepare now. So we all meet for poetry. I really cordially welcome you all are soul makers, and let's change the world with poetry for better purposes and better living. With these words, I again welcome you all for this poetry platform. Thank you. Over to the coordinators.
South India, where Jayanthi Manoj is there. Before I hand over mic to her, let me introduce Jayanthi Manoj. She is Assistant Professor of English, teacher, mentor, life skills trainer, and Vice Principal from Holy Cross College, Tiruchirappalli, Tamil Nadu, India. She has been widely published as a poet and conducts workshops in creative writing. So may I request Jayanthi Manoj to read her poems.
So warm greetings from South India, and I'm so delighted to warm around such beautiful poetic voices. A special note of thanks to Jaydeep ji. Celebrating you and poetry today is a pleasure, and also to Professor Basundhara Roy for organizing it. And a special note of thanks to the coordinators, Gopal, Lahiri, and Aditi. Today I'm going to read two poems. One is titled Calyx, and the other one is titled One Tepakkulam Afternoon. So the first poem, Calyx, is a poem of hope and healing, and it refers to that part of the flower which holds on the petals to bloom. And Jaydeep ji, we have a lot of friends from Holy Cross College who have joined us today, and many friends from Tamil Nadu also are attending online. So there's so much of love from all of them to all of us here.
We all welcome them all.
Yeah. Calyx. Within the winged receptacle, the warped petals are twinned in pain. Slowly, in sisterly love, they unfold the crushed petals of healed love. The calyx of conviction holds in waiting in quietude, although uncertain of the season. Tenderly, yet firmly, holds on with hope till the flower in its time is due. Quietly await in affirming faith for wounds to heal. Wounds, like buds, take time to heal and bloom. Flowers bloom in silence, so do the resilient ones. My next poem is One Tepakkulam Afternoon, and Tepakkulam is a landmark. Roughly translating it, it's a temple tank in Trichy, the place where I live. And it's one of the most buzzing places of our town. The poem is One Tepakkulam Afternoon. Right in from the Rockford Temple towards the main guard gate, once a citadel of the war's sagacious Nayaks and other troops, is now the forte of the city's bazaars and hagglers. Elbowing the crowd, one walks past the wispy whiff of chandan, gathered in small plates for sacred rituals to reach atop. Fragrance of threaded jasmines, wet with freshness, wisp past nostrils. Caterwauling children dragged along with market bags of heavy purchases from Adi sale, from Kaveri long clothing stores, while the riverbed awaits for dams to open streaks of water to quench the arid lands. Horns vying for spaces, screech incessantly, drown the belches of roadside eateries and Hakim's biryani. Simple girls mimic fashion stars with their latest street walk-bys. Some dab a little more of powder, which sweats like a pancake. A few extra coat their lips with aloe vera balms and eyes with kajal. College boys and girls, unmindful of the raucous crowd, saunter coolly with buoyant looks and laughter. A few triumphantly giggle over their bunked classes. A handful slip into Higginbotham's for a quiet rummage of books and letters. The thirsty eyes wait in crowded files, watching the glass tumblers half filled with crushed ice, quickly dripping with honey-colored Nanari sarbat, punched with a squeezed lemon in a jiffy. Glasses stirred and gulped down, endless like the another horde await to grab cups of sugarcane juice with a dash of ginger to quench the sweltering sun. Come, breathe in the city's scents, sojourn and feel the pulsating tempo of the town amidst clamoring crowd and tessellated bazaars, and drink its flavors and goodness just once in one's time. Thank you.
Jayanthi Manoj, thank you very much for your beautiful poems.
Thank
Hope and healing. These are the two words we want to listen right now because we are in a time of pandemic and we need to be healed and there should be some hope of life. And then your next poem, you have beautiful, vivid portrayal of lives.
Thank you all actually who have joined from different time zones at different times of the odd hours of the morning to the afternoon, and some left the lunch. I think Mona had to rush or Jana had to rush and a very bright morning, I think, in Canada, Alberta, or in of course in Thai's place or Ario. It's so wonderful, and we have one river that is running in all of us, one heart that is connecting poetry, unlighted discourse. Thank you for pouring water from Puri to Trichy to Kalyan to from Delhi and Kolkata, of course from Shiliguri and Jamshedpur. So all cities have one name, Red Heart, that writes poetry. We all write. We write for a cause, for a better tomorrow. Thank you everybody for your valuable time. Wonderful reading, and we enjoyed each other's reading so much. We were engrossed in imagery of different backgrounds, of different cadence. It's so unique. You contributed a lot to this evening, and it was pure learning from you all. So thank you all. We'll connect again and again for the cause of poetry, and we collaborate each other. We talk to each other over email, WhatsApp, and we meet each other. And of course, poetry is something that is our, not a whole house, but it's our home, a heart. Thank you all. Any observations from all? It was a wonderful journey together. Thank you so much. And we look to meet you again.
It was a wonderful evening. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Jana. Thank you, Thai. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you, Jaydeep ji.